Hello, February. You sure delivered on amazing new middle grade releases. As I was looking over this list of 8 books that I read that released this month, I was like, okay, I'm going to pick my favorites to share first. I have 6 favorites. Such amazing books. All right, so the first one that I want to share with you is called A Scar Like a River by Lisa Graff. I knew looking at this that I was in for a lot of big feels. This is big. Okay, Fallon has a big secret. Actually, she has 3 big secrets. And she likes to keep those secrets buried. She's only ever told one person even about one of those secrets. And so there's a death in the family with her uncle, causing these secrets to come to light of things that happened to Fallon when she was a much younger girl. And it is so intense, all the things that she's going through. And then, of course, life is happening still, too, with her friends and the play. And, you know, she wants to lead her all. But all about what the title is a scar. She has this big scar going across her face, and this affects her a lot in her life. And we're going to find out where and how she got it. Oh, wow. All I can say about this story is, wow, Lisa, what a tremendous, amazing book. Wow. All right, next I want to tell you about Some of Us Are Brave by Saadia Faruqi. This, again, just wow. A hurricane and 3 youth who have intensely different lives. And so first year before the hurricane starts, as it's leading up to it, you're finding out about these 3 perspectives. We keep switching chapters and going through these 3 kids' stories and what their lives are like right before the hurricane starts. And then they are put in dangerous, intense situations as there's all this flooding and they've got to get to safety. And then they encounter each other in an unexpected way that they didn't want to be with each other, but they've got to stay alive and they've got to see if they can work together and communicate and maybe understand each other, maybe develop a friendship between some of them. Yeah, let's see. It's just powerful, amazing, love it. Okay, so the next one is called Birdy, about just this sweet girl that your heart just goes out to. Her and her little brother Mouse, both of these are nicknames, have had a hard life. They live in New York City and mom has died from cancer. No idea. I think dad died a long time ago. No dad, definitely no dad. So the social workers are trying to find family, and clear in upstate New York, they found this very extended family member that they take them to live with, this like multiple removed cousin who they found that lives up in the middle of nowhere. So we're going from intense city to just this country life that is very, very new to them. And then they also discover that mom had a younger brother. And so this uncle is introduced to them, who is a naturalist. And so they get introduced to a very different life. And Birdy's wondering, can she trust these people? Is she ready to give her heart to these people? And there's so many things and so many emotions explored. And I had a fantastic time interviewing Ann West Moss about this. And we talked about just wonderful things about the story that I'm telling you now, but also things like journaling and the other things that can affect kids in just beautiful, wonderful ways. Great, great book. I just was able to breeze right through it. It was such a powerful, captivating story. All right, so next I've got The Mysterious Magic of Lighthouse Lane. And I really enjoy Erin Stewart's work, and so this was fun to get back to another one and see this new, just kind of magic, but it's just really light magic. This is a experience that a girl has because she's an empath. She has big, big feelings. And oh my gosh, it's just so intense, all these feelings that this girl has to have. And so she encounters this other girl, and she was not interested in making friends. But while she has to go live with her uncle near this lighthouse, she is put in a situation that she's kind of forced to have a friendship, and she doesn't want it. But she loves to take pictures. And as she focuses in on images, she's able to harness her emotions and really just kind of focus on one emotion at a time and understand it better and understand the person better. And it's just a beautiful story that I loved being there with the girl and experiencing this powerful story. We've got a couple just fantastic historical fiction. You know, World War II is just such a great topic to write about because, one, there's just such a clear good and evil, and it's intense and everything. But there are so many aspects of World War II that are not right in the Germany fighting and all that. And I've just read so many wonderful books, and these are 2 more wonderful books. Okay, we've got The Lion's Run, about a boy who is in France, and you know, his life is intensely affected by the occupation of the German troops, and he encounters these kittens that he saves because he just has a tender, wonderful heart, but he's known for just being fearful and a coward. But he saves these kittens, and then he encounters this other girl who they have an interesting story, and it involves a horse because this girl has a horse. And then also where he works, he encounters these women who they're like breeding babies for the Nazis kind of thing, that they're taking their babies from German husbands and stuff like that, or German fathers and stuff like that. And so it's just this incredible, unique take on World War II that I hadn't read before. And Sara Pennypacker just writes such a great story, and it was a wonderful listen. I listened to this one on audio. All right, so then we have Each and Every Spark. Again, we're in France, and it is World War II, but new unique take on it. This girl, again, is just during the occupation, she's just a resident of France, and how she gets involved in the resistance and stuff. But then we have another storyline going on throughout alternating chapters about a girl during present day France and how their stories start to overlap. Not that they're communicating with each other, but they have some common things that bring them together. And this art and these unique things that affected their own lives in powerful, powerful ways because of the effects of the war and everything that it changed in our lives then, in their lives then, and our lives now. Anytime there's a new Gordon Korman book, it is a wonderful time to add a new story to your bookshelf, right? And so with Hypergifted, we get to go back to what started out as Ungifted, and then there was Super Gifted, and now we've got Hypergifted. So it's the same kids, but they are now, Donovan and Noah are now on a college campus during the summer. They're still middle school students, but they have this experience because, you know, Noah's this just incredible genius. And so he's being recruited to college, and he gets to bring Donovan, who is not a genius, but gets involved in this summer camp. And there's this AI experience that they've got to get this crazy AI project that has gone out of control. And of course, there's this pig mascot that they get smuggling into their classroom, and just, you know, in hysterical fun in true Gordon Korman style. Just wonderful story. All right, so the last one is called The Aftermyth, and it is a new story where we've got Greek mythology and magic school, but it's got new and interesting twists that you haven't seen in other magical fantasy school settings, and it's got some powerful, unique characters that will really move the story along in a great way. If you enjoyed this video, hey, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and come back and keep getting more great book recommendations for the kids in your life. And of course, tell me in the comments below, what book are you loving reading right now? Bye.